All in Sports Network. We love sports.
Coming to you from the land of brisket and barbecue, Lone Stars and Longhorns, this is All In Colts, presented by the Unstable Blues.
Welcome back in. It's time again for the Unstable Pick 6. We will take turns with our predictions of 6 high-profile games around the NFL, including a couple from the AFC South, and, as always, take a look at last week. So, let's go. All In Colts.
That's right. I'm Kevin, back with my son Liam, and this is All In Colts. We are happy to present it for the Rogue Media Sports Network. It's great to have you back, man.
Yes, thank you.
It's
great being back. Yeah, so I've heard. Colts corner bulletin, real quick.
Beat you there.
Yep. Colts are optimistic about Buck and JT returning this week versus Houston, which is a big thing.
Yep.
But Jalen Carlisle will miss some time, so that's not so great.
Yep. Although it may mean that we get some more Grant Stewart, which I think is great.
Needed. I think it's needed.
I didn't convert it here, but I can play this for our audience. We were
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I sent this to you.
I showed a couple of people. They were like, okay.
Yeah,
No.
we submitted a question. I won't say it's our first one, but it is our first question that was on the weekly the roundtable, Colts roundtable, where they talk on Monday with Coach Shane Steichen. So for everyone, here is our question.
Blues.
Here we go.
This is from the Unstable Blues, asking about Grant Stewart. Never been given the chance before this game to play on defense. His energy is infectious and elevates everybody around him. Why not have him play a little bit more on defense potentially?
You know what? After that performance, obviously it's worth the discussion.
Everything's on the table.
Yeah. You know what he does? His energy is infectious, and it's how he plays, how he practices. You know, he's like the Energizer Bunny out there on the practice field.
Yeah.
And he's giving 110% effort every single time he steps on that field. So it was really impressive to see his performance yesterday.
So there you go. That was Matt Taylor, voice of the Colts, and Coach Shane Steichen, framing and answering our question about Grant Stewart, which we've been talking, as we mentioned, offline for a few weeks now, for that exact reason.
Yep.
The game was different. The energy was different with him on the field.
Mm-hmm.
He was flying around, and I don't think it's any mystery that Zaire Franklin had the most tackles this year when Grant Stewart was out there. Grant Stewart had the most tackles ever in his career, and Zaire Franklin had the most this season in the same game.
Yep.
When one person eats, we all eat, and we all do better.
Yes, completely.
So yeah. All right.
Yeah. On to the actual pick 6. We want you to be a part of this. Comment your picks before Thursday Night Football, and if you get them all right, we'll shout you out on next week's pick 6.
That's right. But as always, before we get into this week's picks, we need to take a look at last week. So, I had the Lions over the Vikings.
Yep, and I had the Vikings. Close game. Really close game with nail biter. It's coming down. I'm like, wait, I think I chose the Vikings. I'm like, oh, go Vikings. And then Lions hit the field goal. I'm like, nah.
It's back and forth, back and forth. There was a decision early on that was a very risky one by, Dan Campbell. Didn't pay off. And I was like, hey, I don't know. I think he went for it on like 4th and 3 on their own, like 40 something. and I was mystified as to that. But ended up getting the win.
Yeah. Yes. Next game was the Titans in Buffalo playing the Bills, who you kind of threw me off for a little bit. We're like, oh,
That's right.
talking about Tennessee. And I'm like,
I did do that.
don't
Yep.
do it.
Yep.
And then, which, hey, to be fair, at the beginning of the game, it looked a little bad for Buffalo. And then Buffalo kind of locked in, and they won by a lot.
Yeah, Buffalo has a tendency to get off to some slow starts. They also did that against Houston, and that didn't serve them well in that game. I may know that because I've been watching a little bit of Houston film this week. But also something to keep in mind when the Colts play the Bills as well. Potentially a slow starting team, so take advantage of that.
Yes. We both chose the Bills, though.
Yes,
Yeah.
we both got that one right. Mason Rudolph got the start for the injured Will Levis. Not sure how injured he is, rather than they just didn't want to start him.
Yeah.
Then we both had the Eagles over the Giants because of Saquon, and
Saquon was the main character, very much
yes,
so.
Yes. Did you see, though, that he was 13 yards away from setting a single game record, his own single game record of his career?
I didn't.
And he chose, Nick Sirianni came to him and he chose to, in his words, let the young guys eat.
Okay.
Took himself out of the game to allow the backups their chance.
That's awesome.
What a big guy. What a big guy.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
Next up, we had Packers playing against Houston. I think we both kind of made a bit of a risky call with this. Yes, the Packers are good, but Houston was looking really good. Both chose the Packers on this, and it paid off. I told you, injuries matter.
Yeah, it was closer than it should have been by stats because, CJ Stroud threw for under 100 yards.
Mm-hmm.
The Packers were all over them. It turns out that without Nico, it just isn't the same.
It's true. Which
pretty much my observation.
Foreshadowing.
Which should be the same this week.
We will talk about that later. Also, I forgot to mention this earlier. Wait. Oh, no. I forgot
it again.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Shall we move on? And if it comes to you, it comes to you.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, we shall.
All right. The next game, I had the Niners.
Yep. And I had the Chiefs. And I got that one. I hated my decision, but I did it anyways. And I got it right.
Yep, you did. Yeah, that was I don't know. Can it be a win-win if you don't feel right about it? I don't know.
I think so.
Yeah, a win-win meaning like if the Niners won, you'd be okay that you got it wrong, but if they lost, it's okay because you got it right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like okay, I'm digging real down here. It's like the year where it was Colts and Ravens in a really big shootout. They both scored like 40-something points. Colts, I believe, won. They may not have. But I had Mark Andrews. That was my last person. And he went off that game and scored me 40 points and won. And I was like, no, I think the Colts lost because I was disappointed. And then Mark Andrews scored. I'm like, I guess it's something I can get out of it.
Yep.
So
same
kind
game?
of scenario. Last game was the Ravens and Tampa Bay playing the Bucks.
Speaking of
which, this game was pretty close. It's 10 points. It wasn't. The stats I don't think proved to be close.
It was only 10 points because Tampa Bay scored, got a 2-point conversion and an onside kick, and then went down and scored again. So it was close, but it wasn't really close. And then it turns out they lost Godwin after losing Mike Evans in that kind of quote-unquote junk time when they were trying to mount a comeback. So, and there was some questions to Todd Bowles about should you have played him in hindsight being 2020 and all that. So, whatever. It is what it is. So that puts me at 24-17 on the season.
Yep. And I am 21-20, so I'm finally above 500.
Yes, you are.
Yep.
Congratulations. It's been weird because we've been, statistically traditionally pretty good at this, and we've
on the downfall, but
yeah.
I think we're
It's
back.
okay.
I think we're going
It's
back
okay.
up. Hopefully.
Yeah. We're about halfway, almost not quite halfway through the season. Yep. We're on the up. So here we go.
Yep. Journey.
Go ahead.
Yes. Go ahead. What do you mean? Go ahead.
There is only one remaining undefeated team.
Yes.
And it is the 2-time defending Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs. Sorry.
Chiefs. Oh, going there.
Yeah.
Okay. Already. Okay.
Well, I mean, I was going off that there is a playoff of the Chef's Snickers commercial, I believe, that they changed it to the Kansas City Refs because, what we've talked about always seemed to be in favor of that.
Although this game I didn't see much. I will say that. I think it was just the Niners.
There were two scoring plays that the Chiefs had where there was a flag thrown, and I thought, okay, it's a holding, right?
Oh yeah, and there's some weird.
Both of those calls were on the defense after Patrick Mahomes did his classic. It's on them. It's on them. Questionable. All right.
Yeah.
Regardless,
yes.
Vikings are off the board as the undefeated team. We don't have to talk about them anymore. We won't be talking about them for the next 2 weeks because we're not talking about them here. And next week, the Colts play them in primetime.
Yep. Since you mentioned the Chiefs already, let's just go ahead and skip down a couple games. Let's go Chiefs.
All right.
In Las Vegas playing the Raiders. Raiders coming off a hard loss against the Rams. So not the greatest showing for them. I think this game is rather easy to predict. But let's hear your thoughts on it first.
I picked against the Chiefs a couple times now. No. Picked against the Chiefs last week. It didn't go my way. They're playing Gardner Minshew, who we know, but Gardner Minshew has no weapons now. So it's Chiefs all the way.
Yeah. I think I'm going to have to go with Chiefs. They are undefeated, and I choose undefeated teams until they have been defeated at least once. So
there you
go. Yep. And I mean,
alrighty.
Vegas just isn't looking the greatest either.
Nope. It's looking kind of sad out there.
Although, hold on, before we continue, just something quick about Gardner Minshew.
Yeah.
It's kind of odd how he gets taken out for 1 week, and the week he gets taken out, he gets put back in because the quarterback gets hurt. Seems, rather he's used to that type of thing.
And now they picked up Desmond Ridder as their backup.
Interesting.
Yep. Pulled him off of the practice squad of the Cardinals, I believe was.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
Yeah. So now we're gonna go with 2 straight AFC South games because this is what we do, not because these are particularly intriguing matchups, other than they're in the Colts division. So starting off, we got Jaguars playing at the Packers. No, I did this wrong. It's actually switched. My bad.
Okay.
Packers are coming to Jacksonville.
Got to play in.
I realize they're coming off of 2 London games. They wouldn't go to Green Bay after that. So yeah.
I think this will be a close again. People think Jacksonville just had a good game against the Patriots. Yes, it's the Patriots, but still scoring 30-something points on an NFL team isn't that easy unless you're playing the Panthers. But I think Green Bay is coming off a big win against Houston. Obviously, Houston is better than Jacksonville. You put 2 and 2 together. I think Green Bay has this one.
Yep. the Jaguars need to get a lot of things corrected. They beat the Patriots, but they were already in London, and I said that was going to be their strength in that game anyway. They have no strength. They're coming back. They're going to be jet lagged coming back. I don't care if you get to sleep in your own bed the whole week. Packers on a roll, and they're going to keep rolling all over the Jaguars.
Fair enough. Next AFC South game that we have is the Titans in Detroit playing the Lions, the leaders of the NFC North now.
Yes, the NFC pretty much entirely, I believe. Well, no, I guess the Vikings technically. But
they have the lead over them in the NFC North because they head-to-head.
Oh, well then, okay, then there you go.
Yeah. Complete NFC control right now.
I don't think that there is any way that the Lions can be stopped.
Really? You think even if they run
at least
into
not by Tennessee?
There you go.
Now, if you go back and watch yesterday, you will see that my key to this game, because we always talk about the keys to the game in the AFC South, my key to this game was if the Titans can find a way to stop the two-headed monster, Sonic and Knuckles.
Yeah,
which your younger brothers are big fans of that whole thing.
Oh, I'm sure they are. Yeah. So
you
have Detroit, right?
So I don't think. I mean, because that's been Tennessee defense is pretty good, but the run defense is not good.
Mm-hmm. That's
true.
The
pass defense is decent, although only getting one turnover on the season, one pick.
Interesting.
So, I don't. There's no way to stop the Lions right now, especially not Tennessee. I don't think, and their poorest run defense. You got it. What do you think?
Let me think here. Never mind. I don't need to think. Detroit is going to win this. I don't think I need to explain myself. Just quick note though. 5 years ago, would we have been? Oh yeah, Detroit. Detroit's the leader of the NFC right now. What? 5 years ago, I'd be like, there's no way. That it's just crazy to think how much Detroit has gotten so much better just because of Dan Campbell. Like, obviously he brought players over and stuff like that, but he's a phenomenal coach. So,
yep. Let's see. I'm just realizing that we have 7 games here. Is that correct?
We do.
Okay. So we actually need to skip down to the Falcons and Bucks.
7. Yeah. Are we? Yeah. Yes.
Yep.
Falcons, Bucks. Yes, you are correct.
Yep. I think it's your turn to lead us off.
Is it? Okay. Falcons in Tampa Bay playing the Bucks. If you notice the logo I believe is different this time because they are wearing the creamsicles. They are back. I can't wait.
Yep.
It's going to be a good game too.
Yep. The Bucko. This is for the lead in the division right now. And so I gotta go with the Bucks on this one because they're playing, I believe, better ball and they're at home. And so I'm gonna go Buccaneers.
That's fair. I think this is probably one of our hardest games that we had to choose this week.
Yeah.
I think Kirk, they're coming off a loss. Tampa Bay is as well, right?
Yep. To the Ravens.
Yep, to the Ravens. I think Tampa Bay looks like the better team right now, though. I think I'm going to go Bucks. And although this is a battle, I think this will be determined by the quarterbacks who has the more swag. So, because
The
both of them are
unfortunate
kind of
thing-
known for that.
I did also forget though that the Buccaneers are without their
Oh.
top 2 receivers.
That's right.
Do we need to redo this one?
Can I refrain my pick and go to Atlanta?
This is so you're going to go
I'm changing to Atlanta.
Falcons.
Yes.
I'm going to
This is
stick with the Buccaneers.
This is the first time I've ever changed my pick in the pick six.
I'm going to stick with the Buccaneers. Look good, feel good, play good. Creamsicles.
Okay.
Run game.
That makes sense.
A run game that they can do, and I
Run
think
game is still there.
I think what they're going to be able to do is different. It's just different. So I think they've got it.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
I'm going to go with it.
All right. You are
Then
next.
yes, now we have the Bills going up against the Seahawks, traveling out west, way easier than going east. I would say that this is a sneaky Super Bowl matchup potential.
Nah, I don't think Seattle's getting there.
But that's why I said sneaky. I didn't say like up front. It's like, watch out. Watch out.
I don't know. I think sneaky would be a more sneaky one for me would be Buffalo and New York Jets, not Giants.
The Giants?
No, not the Giants. The Jets is what I'm saying.
Well, they're both in the AFC, sir.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I'm tired. Sorry. Anyways.
That's all right. You're in
Never
college.
mind. Yes, I am in college.
All right. Make your pick.
Yes. Make
Do you
my
pick the AFC team or the NFC team here?
AFC is going to win this game. I think Josh Allen is looking phenomenal. Front runner for MVP for sure. I can't wait to see him.
He's not getting nearly because everybody's like Goff. Everybody's like Lamar after this weekend. Josh Allen has yet to throw an interception this season.
Someone probably thinks I'm knocking at the door right now.
Yeah.
Yes, but I mean, Josh Allen is looking phenomenal. Plus Amari Cooper, who had a good game, 4 receptions, I believe, 60-something yards and a touchdown. Great game for Amari Cooper. First game in Buffalo. I said Buffalo was just going to get better. I don't know if I said it on this, but I said Buffalo was just going to get better, and it looks like they just got better. So,
yeah, you know who's leading the league in passing yards?
Geno Smith.
That's correct. You know who sometimes I told you gets off to a slow start in games?
Okay, I hear you. I hear you.
The Bills. And so I'm going to take the home team, the Seattle Seahawks, right here.
Okay, so what is that? 2 differential games already? Right?
No. Yep, it is. It is.
It
Yep.
is. Yep.
And
then
that brings up our last game.
the last game, Cowboys in San Francisco, playing the Niners, Sunday Night Football, classic NFL matchup. Obviously,
These
Dallas,
teams have hated each other since the 70s.
George Kittle, bring it out. You know what I'm talking about, George. Bring it out. Obviously Dallas is hurting in their weird whatever ways. One of my flag football acquaintances, teammates, he's my friend, but I don't know, teammate, I guess. They kind of consider me on the team. Anyways, he was wearing a Dallas hat today. So I said the D stands for disappointment, not Dallas. I'm sorry. And he just laughed at it. I was like, hey, he knows it's true. And then San Francisco, obviously, all of their star players are injured in some shape or form, but CMC, I believe, is supposed to come back soon.
And Debo was only like pneumonia-like symptoms. It wasn't anything.
He is out of the hospital as well.
Yes, he's back. And Pearsall's back. Pearsall got a big
back.
cheer on his first catch because, he was shot and everything.
Yeah. Anyways, who do you have?
I am going to go with my team again. Go Niners. Niners over the Cowboys. I do not like the Cowboys, even though we're here in Texas. I wore a Cowboys hat this past weekend simply because it matched my outfit. That's it.
Fair. I think I'm going to San Francisco as well. I think hopefully Debo's back. That would be great for my fantasy team as well. Which, by the way, real quick fantasy update. I won both my leagues.
That'll be tomorrow.
It's a sneak peek.
Save it.
No,
Save
I'm not.
it
I'm gonna forget it by tomorrow. I'm gonna forget it.
You won't forget your
I
personal
will.
wins.
I will. It's depressing. I won both the leagues, but I did bad. I had 100. My lowest scoring was 120. Not our league. Not our league. I'm not talking about our league. I'm talking about school league. I did 120 points. Yes, it's bad because I didn't have 2 players. I left JT and Debo in there. So I could have had upwards of like 140 or something like that. But I will save the other more gruesome victory for the other person.
I feel like that's like Elon Musk showing up to a Bezos meeting and being like, yeah, I'm sorry. Like, I'm not as rich as you are.
It was disappointing.
You do know how conceited that comes off, right?
Yes. And I kind of intended it
someone
that way.
Who only has one win in our family league.
Oh.
Lost to your roommate when I was
true.
projected to win by a big margin.
Hey.
But
I'm in first place.
We'll talk about more fantasy tomorrow.
We'll get into it tomorrow. Right now, we both have the Niners, right? You picked the Niners. I picked the Niners.
Yep.
I think that injuries aren't as big of a factor as just sucking, I guess, or being bad. Whatever way you want to slice it.
Yep.
Coaching, whatever. But as always, we want you to be a part of this. Comment your picks before Thursday Night Football, so no cheating. Are we doing Thursday Night Football?
We aren't this week.
Okay. Maybe you can slide them in before then, but just kind of make it a habit of Thursday night. And as always, if you get them right, we'll shout you out on next week's Unstable Pick 6.
That's right. That is it for today. We'll be back tomorrow, as mentioned, with our fantasy stable look at Colts fantasy stats and projections and our own personal stuff. And then we'll wrap up the week with the duel in Houston as the Colts try to even the score this season against the team from Houston.
Yep. This is Liam.
And this is Kevin.
Reminding you to stay all in Colts.
All in Sports Network. We love sports.